devastating damage expected. Hurricane Katrina, a most powerful hurricane with unprecedented strength, rivaling the intensity of Hurricane Camille of 1969. Most of the area will be uninhabitable for weeks, perhaps longer. At least one half of well-constructed homes will have roof and wall failure. All gabled roofs will fail, leaving those homes severely damaged or destroyed. The majority of industrial buildings will become non-functional. Partial to complete wall and roof failure is expected. All wood-framed low-rising apartment buildings will be destroyed. Concrete blocked low-rise apartments will sustain major damage, including some wall and roof failure. High-rise office and apartment buildings will sway dangerously. The vast majority of native trees will be snapped or uprooted. Only the hardiest will remain standing, but be totally defoliated. Few crops will remain. Livestock left exposed to the winds will be killed. Do not venture outside. Do not venture outside. Do not venture outside. Do not venture outside.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cloud HQ. I know it's been some time since you guys have seen me, but I am back and I've worked really hard on this video and I'm hoping you guys will enjoy it. One that's actually approaching the 20th year anniversary this upcoming August. That's right, we're talking about Hurricane Katrina. With that being said, let's get into it. August 23rd, 2005. A tropical depression had just begun to form right over the Bahamas, which, for late August, this wasn't anything unseasonably out of the norm, so to speak. It was prime hurricane season after all. Though the storm started off quite weak, it didn't remain that way for very long at all. By the time it had crossed over South Florida, it had already even had its own name, Hurricane Katrina. Florida, however, got off quite easily compared to most places that were going to be introduced to Katrina. Once Katrina hit the Gulf of Mexico, it had formed into something entirely out of the norm. The easiest way to describe what the Gulf was like that time of year in the water was, simply put, bathwater. Water being in the high 80s, it just was perfect fuel for hurricanes. At its peak strength, Katrina's winds reached up to 175 miles per hour, with the pressure dropping to an insane 902 millibars. Without any doubt, forecasters knew quite early on how bad this hurricane was going to be. Some of the official warnings that went out during that time were truly haunting to hear. One National Weather Service office even quoted saying, "Most of the area will be uninhabitable for weeks, perhaps longer." At around 6:10 a.m., Katrina would arrive on shore near Buras Triumph, Louisiana, as a very strong Category 3 hurricane. Katrina brought with it a storm surge pushing nearly 28 feet high along the Mississippi coastline, literally washing away towns completely off the map. Then about an hour later, around 7:10 a.m., it had made second landfall near Pearlington, Mississippi, while still holding as a very powerful Category 3 hurricane. The story about Hurricane Katrina really isn't about when it made landfall. It's about what happened after, when the levees failed. When the levees were meant to protect New Orleans failed. All of that water from the failed levee just poured into a city that sits below sea level. Neighborhoods like the lower 9th Ward turned into lakes, basically. By the end, about 80% of New Orleans was underwater. Tens of thousands of people were trapped. Families basically had to climb into their attics or onto their rooftops just hoping and praying to be saved. Others ended up getting crammed into the Superdome or the convention center under unbelievably uncomfortable and horrible circumstances. No AC, no food, barely any water, and toilets were overflowing, and just other horrible things that were going on during that time. Just a true nightmare for anybody who survived this and who had to endure such terrible conditions. When everything was all said and done, 1,800 people unfortunately would lose their lives to Katrina. Most victims succumb to just the historic flooding alone.
Spend the day at Jazzland Theme Park where the fun is in full blast.
I gotta do that again!
Jazzland in New Orleans on I-10 at the I-510 exit is filled with thrills for the whole family.
Serious ride.
30 incredible rides and spectacular entertainment.
This is great!
Come for the thrills, stay for the fun at Jazzland. Open daily at 10 a.m.
Before Hurricane Katrina had devastated New Orleans, there was even a theme park there. One that had originally opened as a place called Jazzland back in the year 2000 that would later on be taken over by Six Flags in 2003. However, after Katrina had hit, the theme park would be left sitting under about 6 feet of water for over a month. The rides were completely rusted out, electrical systems destroyed beyond repair, and buildings totally falling apart due to the elements. Six Flags eventually would be abandoned altogether, its short life being cut so untimely short. Today, as of 2025 making this video, Six Flags looks really like something out of a post-apocalyptic horror movie. Roller coasters still stand, but taken over by weeds, clown faces under the sun, ticket booths just sitting empty. Hurricane Katrina caused an estimated $125 billion in damages, making it truly the costliest hurricane in US history at the time. Sadly, some neighborhoods would never come back. Entire families packed up their whole lives, left, and never looked back. And the old abandoned Six Flags? It's still there! It's still there. Every few years, new plans will pop up and they want to turn it into a shopping mall, a water park, or even a filming studio. But nothing ever seems to come to fruition with this location. Just the bones of a once lively, happening park, now a ghost of its former self just sitting still in time. For many people who still live in the area till this day, it's more than just an eyesore. It's a physical rusting scar left by Katrina. One that many have to relive, just passing by and seeing it every single day. Though some things in New Orleans have remained the same since Hurricane Katrina, they have since rebuilt in so many ways. In fact, Mardi Gras still goes on every single year. The music, the culture, the food, and even the tourism all continue to thrive and live on. Hurricane Katrina's aftermath had actually changed building codes, emergency plans, and changed the way we look and perceive hurricanes. For those who lived through everything that happened during and after Hurricane Katrina, no new levee or home can truly erase what they saw. Katrina's scars run both deep and wide, across streets, across lives, and across entire communities. That is a wrap on Hurricane Katrina, a truly historic, tragic, and record-breaking hurricane. Things making this video and doing my research, and I hope you guys did too. With the 20-year anniversary coming up, I just felt like this video had to be made, and I took my time on it, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Also, stay tuned for a part 2, because I have a lot more stuff I had recently just found out about as of 2025. So, alright, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye!